Okay, I want you to imagine for a second that you are 5. Okay, so picture what the world looked like when you were 5. It could be for you, Connor, yes. Everyone else, go back mentally to 5. And I want you to picture that you're grocery shopping with Mom and Dad. And your mom turns the cart and suddenly you are in the cereal aisle. How do you pick what cereal that you get to pick? But you don't really know what has sugar when you're 5, right? Most colorful. The one that comes with the best toy, right?
Cereal came with toys?
Didn't your cereal come with toys? Mine came with toys. Your cereal didn't come with toys? Totally mine came with toys.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It came with like CD games and stuff.
Okay, games or toys. Right, and then usually, well, I used to open the box upside down to get the prize first. I was smart at 5. That's called an economic incentive. Okay, so an economic incentive is something that influences our purchasing behavior, and we don't need to write that down. We're going to look at what a positive economic incentive is and what a negative economic incentive is. So positive incentive first. Okay, so I'll read it first, then we'll write it down. It's a financial or material reward for making certain choices or behaving in a certain way. So how does a toy act as a positive incentive? So it's fun, right? It makes the kid want to buy that cereal. Okay, so it's a financial or material reward. Or material reward. Financial or material reward for making certain choices or behaving in a certain way. And it's kind of interesting once you become adult because that whole childhood experience of cereal comes back, except it's in the liquor store. So not only are the bottles all colorful in different colors and different shapes, but there's always free gifts with liquor. Sometimes with beer, you'll get a free bottle opener, you'll get a free t-shirt, you get a set of coasters. Same idea, because they want the adults to buy their particular brand of whatever they're selling. So some examples could be the prize in the cereal box. Sometimes there'll be coupons. So I bought my dog food yesterday, opened it up, out fell this coupon for $1.50 off the bag. Why is that a good thing?
They want you to buy the next bag.
Right, they want me to pick the same brand next time, which I will anyway. Discounts. Freebies. Kind of like a prize, yeah. Etc. Negative incentives. Is that when you have to give the cereal company a prize?
It's like when there's a drawback, you buy something.
Give me an example.
You buy something, but you have to register. Buy one, get one free.
Buy one, get one free would be positive, right? Because that's like a coupon. Still positive, you're still getting something free. Well, let's first look at the definition. So can we take the definition for positive and flip it now to be negative? So financial or material reward for making certain choices or behaving in a certain way. So now what do you get for making certain choices or behaving in a certain way? Perhaps. So what's a general word we could use for reward but the negative sense? It's a what? There's no bomb inside the cereal now. It's a punishment for making certain choices or behaving in a certain way. Oh, I think you have. You probably just didn't know it.
Like by the company or by like your parents for choosing that?
Well, we're talking economic, so that would not be your parents.
So like, I bought, I don't know. What about like buying products made like from factories that use children?
There's no real negative punishment. I mean, there's social stereotypes, but we've all gone to Dollarama and bought something, and probably it's children that made it.
Like negative one, like getting cancer or something?
No. So I'll give you an example. I'm just waiting for everyone to get the definition down. How many of you have ever taken out a library book? What happens when you don't return it on time? You have to pay a fine. Is that a punishment for making a certain choice? What's the choice? To not return it on time. So fines, fees, tickets. What's the negative economic incentive for not speeding? Right? You don't want to get the ticket that you have to pay. So it's not necessarily that you're buying something, it's that you have to usually pay something financially for making a certain decision. Okay, what's the purpose of incentives? So what do incentives do?
Try to control like what the choice is.
Do you mean someone's controlling what we think and do and choose? First thing they do is they encourage you. They can convince you. I always pick the coolest toy, even if I hated the cereal. They can bribe you. Penalize you. Influence you. Last one, manipulate you. I don't either, but when I started to think about it, it's like, oh my God, every time I get that coupon, I'm really excited. They really are manipulating my choices. And Winnipeggers have a stereotype for being really cheap people, and we love bargains. And it's true, like 2 for 1, you're like, yay! But really, they're just manipulating you to buy their product. I'm going to explain the activity first, then I'll tell you which partner you're going to choose off your clock. And I'll give you roughly half an hour to do this, and then we'll discuss. You will need a writing utensil. Good call. Doesn't matter. Up to you. So we're going to do the first one together. What I've given you is a list of different economic incentives. You have to decide who is offering this, whether it's positive or negative, why, so what's the purpose of this incentive, and the last column is your opinion. I want to know you specifically, would this influence your behavior, why or why not? Okay, so first one is that's 25 cents every day that you're late for returning your library books. So who is offering this? The library. Okay, so the answer is as simple as that. Could be the government, could be a company, could be whoever. This particular one is the library.
You know, I don't remember who it was, but I think it's like my mom's friend. She went to the library and she didn't return her book on time, or someone to take it out or whatever, so like she was gonna get fined, and it was like $3 or something, and she didn't have to pay it. Like she was arguing about paying it, and then the librarian's like, well, really, if it's under $10, you don't actually have to pay it.
I did not know that.
Next time, just say I'm not paying. And I say,
Is that positive or is that negative? Does that reward you or punish you? It is negative. It's a punishment. Okay, why? Why does the library do this? It's not just to make money off the people who don't return on time. What's the real reason? To get the books back on time. Why would the library care if they get their books back on time? Because then they can loan it out to somebody else. Okay, so why? To get the books back. The last column is your personal opinion. So when you're working with your partner, you may have two different opinions, and that's fine. So you personally, would that affect your behavior or change what you do? For me, honestly, if the book was due today and I was already at home in my pajamas, 25 cents would not be enough to make me get into the car and get changed, not in that order, get changed, and get into the car and go all the way down to the library. I would probably just pay the quarter the next day. I still would probably pay 2 quarters to not have to go out and do it.
Or if it's less than $10, don't pay.
There you go. Do you understand how to fill in the chart? Okay, find your clock activity, which should be in your plastic sheet, and you're going to match up with your 4 o'clock friend. So if you don't have a 4 o'clock friend, then you just wait, and I'll put you in a group. Garrett and Ichi. Garrett, not Derek.